Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I will be discussing a topic that I have got so many requests to talk about. You guys are really good at holding me accountable because whenever I mention something that I want to make a video on, like my hair or my microblading experience, if I don't get that up ASAP, I get so many messages every day about that video. So yes, today's video is going to be all about why I would not recommend microblading. Now, just a disclaimer before I get started, I didn't have any adverse reactions to it. I didn't have any infections. I didn't, have weird brows. Like, it's a weird situation because I was happy with the way they looked initially, but if I knew then what I know now, I would not have gotten my eyebrows microbladed. I also just want to say that this is not a direct attack on the place that I got my eyebrows done. You guys know I documented the entire experience. Wasn't necessarily the best experience. I kind of had a weird, uncomfortable experience to start off. I did document it all, so if you want to see the process, like, I didn't document myself getting it done. I did get them done at Eli Ross Studios here in Montreal. I did receive it as a gift because my boyfriend Mike did pay for it, so I wasn't out any money, but I know many people do spend a lot of money on microblading, and I see so many videos like praising microblading. Just as a little reminder, I just have my computer here. I'm just going to read to you what microblading is. Microblading has been extremely popular in Asian communities for a while now, and it became popular. Well, I initially heard about it through my friend Megan. She got it done in Seattle. We got it done around the same time, so I don't know how she feels about hers now, but I didn't really know anyone who had gotten it done. I know that before I posted a microblading video, there was only a few videos about it. Now I feel like everyone has done it. So I know that a lot of people film their experience maybe like right after initially, but I don't know how they feel about it now, so that's why I'm doing this video. So for those of you who don't know, microblading is a procedure done by making small cuts into the dermal epidermal junction in the skin and placing pigment into the well that is created from these cuts. The body then heals up over the pigment, and the pigment remains in the dermal epidermal junction for up to 15 months. And the site says that this is what is supposed to happen in a perfect world and a perfect case scenario, assuming everything goes the right way. So the first issue I have with the whole microblading procedure is not against like any place or anything. It's really just about the whole process. So I went and I got my brows microbladed. It was like probably about a whole 2-hour procedure. If you want to hear more about the procedure, if it hurt, blah, 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 check out my FAQ video. Then after you leave, you basically need to kind of treat it as if it was a tattoo, even though it's not really a tattoo. You need to keep it like moisturized with a salve sort of thing. You can't get it wet for up to a week. You can't really sweat. You can't go in a bath. You can't go swimming for about a week, so that way your skin has time to heal. That whole process is kind of tiring and it's kind of annoying because try and shower without getting your forehead wet. It's really hard. I ended up not washing my hair a lot during that period. So just the whole process of not getting your brows wet is really difficult. I didn't really experience that much itching on my brows. I honestly had a pretty easy like recovery. And in terms of like what I did on my brows, I wanted my brows when I woke up to look like this. This is with 2 different brow products. This is not from the microblading. So I didn't add a lot of thickness. I know a lot of people add a lot of thickness to their brows. Like Megan did, she added a lot of thickness on the top of her brows. Given how my skin healed, if I had added thickness, I would be so stressed out because it would look like I have giant like patches of smudges on my face. So that whole process of getting it done and then having to not wet it for 7 days, and then you go through the whole like flaking part and just kind of a really awkward part, that can take like a little bit. That can take, I think, like 7 to 10 days. Then 4 weeks later, you go in for your touch-up and you have to do the whole process again where you go in, they numb you, they touch up your brows and go through the whole same process of not wetting your brows or getting your brows wet for, the time period, and you have to go through the healing process again, and it's just a whole lot of process for it. And you know what though, I'm gonna say this. If my brows looked like this when I woke up, I would have no issues with it. I feel like I would have gotten my money's worth and I would have gotten what I paid for. But my brows do not look like this when I wake up. I'm gonna insert, well, you guys see me in vlogs all the time. I'm pretty much back at square one, and I got it done in December. The second problem I personally have with microblading is that I feel like I would need 3-4 sessions to get my eyebrows where I need them. Now, yes, I'm sure I could go and pay for more sessions, but if I'm already paying, or if you're already paying like close to $500, I don't want to pay for another 2 sessions. I'm paying for my brows to be microbladed and I don't feel like I got the results I wanted. I personally feel like I would need 3 or 4 sessions to get my brows to the way I wanted. But that means another like what, 7 days of not getting my brows wet and then going through the healing process and everything. It's just a hassle. And I'm gonna say this, even the studio that I went to get my brows done, I went to Eli Ross Studios, they'll post like in their stories like, oh, she's getting her brows microbladed again. What time, like how many times is this? And the person's like 7, 8, and it's like, that's probably not the best advertisement because I don't want to have to come 7 or 8 times to get my brows microbladed. I'll see like some Insta stories and they'll be like, oh, like just touching up the brows again. And it's like, I just, you know, like I just felt like you were already touching up the brows a few days ago or a few weeks ago. Like I don't feel like for the cost you should need to do that so much. And yeah, I know that microblading is temporary, but it's supposed to last like at least a year. I don't feel like mine even lasted a year. I don't even think it lasted 6 months. That's a big reason as to why I don't recommend microblading. I don't really have any different eyebrows than when I started. There might be a little bit more pigment. I will say that when I initially got my eyebrows done, I loved them. I loved them like day 2, day 3. It's not a cheap procedure by any means. Like I said, I think it cost around $500 to get it done, and it kind of feels like a waste of money. And like I said, I don't know if this is just the studio I went to. I don't know if they used a dark enough pigment on me. I don't know what brand they used. I know they kind of said like it was like a fancy like Parisian brand. Maybe it just didn't work on me. I don't know. Like if you guys have gotten your eyebrows microbladed, please let me know. But like I said, this is really my opinion and just my experience. And I got so many questions because I mentioned that I wouldn't recommend microblading. I got so many questions about why. So I hope that this does a good job of answering it. I mean, those are pretty much the reasons why I wouldn't. Very expensive, annoying process, didn't even last 6 months, don't even look like I have microbladed eyebrows when I have no eyebrow makeup on. Like I still need, the whole point of me getting my eyebrows microbladed was so that I didn't have to fill in my brows and go through the whole process every day. And guess what? Every day I'm still going through the entire process. So take that for what you will. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it answered your questions about why I personally would not recommend microblading. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm looking forward to hearing about your experience if you do have your eyebrows microbladed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night depending on when you watch this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.